You're watching the History Fella channel. In this video we're looking at the Battle of Chickamauga. By August 1863 the Confederacy had been beaten badly at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and lost the key strategic city of Vicksburg, with Union forces now controlling the vital waterway of the Mississippi River. The Army of the Cumberland, commanded by Major General William Rosecrans, had now pushed the Confederates almost out of Tennessee and captured the transportation railway hub in the city of Chattanooga, located next to the Tennessee River. President Jefferson Davis knew if Rosecrans was left unchecked, then the gateway to the Eastern Confederacy was open for invasion, threatening its war industries in Georgia. Though the focus in Richmond had been on Robert E. Lee's campaigning in the Eastern Theater, which drew the bulk of men and material, the time had come for the Western Command to be reinforced for a concerted effort to save the Tennessee. The Army of the Virginia would go on the defensive and free up two divisions led by Major General James Longstreet to transfer to and serve under the command of Major General Braxton Bragg's Army of the Tennessee, bringing its strength to over 65,000 men, enough to pose a serious threat to Rosecrans' 60,000 troops. An initial plan in mid-September to attack the individual elements of the Army of the Cumberland south of Chattanooga was poorly executed by Bragg's commanders, with an alerted Rosecrans quickly ordering his 4th Corps to coalesce along the 20-mile line next to the west bank of the Chattanooga Creek. The local rolling terrain was covered in a wilderness of woods, vines, and brush, making clear visibility a battle line very difficult. The name Chickamauga was thought to be an old Cherokee word meaning river of death, apt for what was about to come in the next 2 days. On the 18th, the evening before the main battle, Bragg ordered an advance across the creek by cavalry of Brigadier General Nathan Bedford's Forrest's Corps onto the Union left flank, which was met with unexpectedly strong Union resistance. Fierce fighting took place for control of a pivotal crossing point, and by sunset the Confederates were well established to continue the attack the following day. Bragg, however, was unaware that Rosecrans' perceived weak left flank had now been reinforced by Major General Thomas's whole corps through a forced march. Fighting began after the following morning as the assaults by Bragg's men on the Union left flank, occupied by Thomas, failed to make a breakthrough. The casualties on both sides were heavy, reminiscent of Gettysburg a few months before, with both sides remaining on the field to continue the fighting the following day. Longstreet arrived that night with reinforcements and was informed that Bragg had now reorganized his army into 2 grand wings, with his fresh Virginians facing the Union left, set to attack Rosecrans' right flank, came under attack from Lieutenant General Leonidas Polk's main assault, which Bragg believed was the weakest point. Timing and communication between the wing commanders was crucial. Meanwhile, the Union troops spent valuable hours foraging for wood to construct breastworks in preparation for the attack that they knew must come. To Bragg's fury, Polk went in much later than expected, thus giving the Union even more time to prepare. Even so, due to the nature of the rolling terrain and limited visibility, haphazard firefights broke out all along the Union left flank, as the morning attacks intensified on his left, with the need for more units to be shifted to support Thomas. Rosecrans was misinformed that he had a gap on his line on the right. In hurriedly ordering units to shore up the supposed gap, instead of conferring with his chief of staff, Rosecrans created an actual gap, 2 brigades wide. Just as Longstreet's brigades charged in, In the resulting rout, 1/3 of the Union Army, including Rosecrans himself, was driven from the field. A complete disaster was averted when veteran Union units, commanded by Major General Thomas, spontaneously rallied to create a new defensive line on Horseshoe Ridge. Despite determined Confederate assaults to finish the job, the makeshift Union line, supported with artillery, held until the end of the day. Thomas finally ordered retreats back to Chattanooga, while Bragg's men now occupied the surrounding heights, besieging the city. Unsure of his enemy's disposition, not knowing they were now in full retreat, and fearful of the toll the 2 days' fighting had exacted on his army, Bragg's inaction turned a tactical triumph for the South into a strategic defeat. Against the wishes of Longstreet and Bedford Forrest to pursue and destroy what remained of the Union forces, Bragg opted to bottle up Rosecrans in the city. Bragg had lost over 18,000 men, with the Army of the Cumberland suffering 16,000 casualties. If you found the video informative, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I thank you very much for watching and listening to this video.